Doctor, attorney, and now the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Good morning, my friends, and welcome to Mornings with Meister, I'm calling it. This is Wednesday morning, ahead of our incoming storm, and so we've got a lot to talk about here because the storm's going to move through the area. It's been since early December since we had a decent storm move through the region, and that is going to change things up a little bit here as we head through the end of the week. So a quick update for you on what we've got out there today, because it is going to be a really nice Wednesday. Good day to get some stuff done if you need to. Over the mountain areas, we'll start to see clouds increase, in particular as we head into the afternoon. Front range, we're still looking at 50s and 60s. I mean, we continue to be above seasonal averages. Really, really nice. I'm going to highlight a couple of the areas that usually tend to be a little bit breezier. You can see Falcon here through the late morning into the afternoon, maybe around 10 miles per hour out of the south. Clouds will start to increase a little bit for the back part of the day, like I said. And then also around Walsenburg, we're a wind gap area, so we'll be out of the west today, coming down Levita Pass, out ahead of that storm. A little bit higher than Falcon, but compared to, off and on times over the last 3 days when we had, decent wind gusts across the region, this is a pretty good day, like I said, so that's pretty decent. You can see our storm here off to the west, and there are two pieces with it. We've been talking about this for I don't know, seems like 5-6 days now, or late last week when I launched Peaks to Plains weather. And you can see area of low pressure off to the west of San Diego, south of Los Angeles. That's going to still mainly pass to our south, and then that one is going to give way to the second one that you see coming at us out of the northwest here. And so that'll be the one that really plays a role in the weather as we head from Thursday into Friday, and I'll come back to that here in just a little bit. So I want to give you an update on some Peaks to Plains weather stuff before I get to that part of the forecast, and I want to thank you for your patience as I've had an issue with the sound in live streaming. I've been recording some things for the 24-hour channel. Fine, sending things to social media, sending things to the app with no issue. But for some reason, when I've been pushing my feed to all of the places it needs to go, I ran into some issues. Did some work yesterday, bought some new equipment, and so all of that is good now. And so thanks again for the patience, and wanted to make sure that I got that ironed out before the storm came in. I want to take the opportunity before the storm gets here to let you know to download the Peaks to Plains weather app. There are a couple easy ways to do that. You can search it in the App Store, Google Play. I have an update that is going to push today because when I was doing some of that work on my sound yesterday, took down the 24-hour channel and how that gets into the app. Had to sort of rebuild that to deal with the sound in the new way. So, there are some growing pains with everything here. My small business just happens to be a little bit more public, but in the age of new media, I appreciate your patience with that. And so if you go into the app right now and you go to open the 24-hour channel, you're not going to see anything. But that should change later on today. So I'm hopeful for that. I'm going to check it right now while we're sitting here together and I'll show you. And I'm pretty sure it's not there, but you get the idea. We'll also talk a little bit about the app while we're sitting here. Yeah, it's not there yet. So a couple things you can do on the app here. Down at the bottom, you see the days ahead. That's sort of the extended part of the forecast. And that is something that's very, very useful because I'm hand editing this forecast here for you across southern Colorado, even up into the Denver area. I'll add some things. So it's just not a computer model. It's me in there 24 hours a day. The other thing that I would ask you, if you would please help me spread the word about Peaks to Plains weather, if I've provided some value to you, some use over the years, I'd be greatly appreciative of that. Maybe help people if they have a challenge with phone, download the Peak to Plains weather app and then keep the location on, because starting here tomorrow afternoon as the storm's coming in, I'll be highlighting specific areas as the initial bursts of snow come in. And so if you're in one of those spots that are getting that and you have your location turned on, I can help you with that. So that's just something to be aware of here with the Peaks to Plains weather app, one of the things that I want to try really hard to do for you. So let's take a forecast dive now. Let's talk about that incoming storm here. And I always start with this, the comparison of a couple different computer models, because I like to bring you into the forecast process. I mean, you can just open up some other app and just get something that tells you partly cloudy or chance of snow or snow showers or something like that, but it doesn't really tell you some of the uncertainties that exist that are really important to the forecast. So I'm going to take you here Friday morning and the difference between the European model and the American model. Yesterday was really, really good agreement for this time. Today the idea is the same, but there's one important thing I want to point out here on the European. See how it's a little farther west? I mean, it's kind of splitting hairs there, but it's, 100 miles farther to the west. It also is a little more noticeable with the development of a circulation. That's important because it's trying to pull some drier air in from the northeast, and so off to the northeast of Colorado Springs. If that was going to work out, that would impact some of the snow amounts to the lower end of things up across parts of the Palmer Divide. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I'm going to take you into tonight, after our nice day that we had today that we covered earlier. This first wave that's off the coast of California right now will be passing to our south. And then here's the second wave up across the Pacific Northwest. In between them, there's enough lift here. I think our mountains will start to get some snow. Overnight tonight, probably a couple inches. I'd say 2 to 3 for most, maybe 4 up at some of the top of the ski resorts. The other thing that might happen as this lift moves through, we could catch a stray shower somewhere. But obviously, it's as we head from Thursday into Friday that we start to get the impacts from that storm, and then we'll start to get it out of here during the day on Friday. So I want to show you a couple different computer models here, and I'm going to start off with that European model. And again, this has some of that drier air coming in from the northeast on a stronger circulation. And so you see places like Denver, Kiowa, and Lyman, the computer model is actually keeping snow down below an inch. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, but it's a trend I'll watch here over the next 24 hours. And then it kind of focuses the heaviest snow in southern Colorado, kind of up against Pikes Peak, down across the Raton Mesa, and over the Wet and Sangre de Cristo Mountains. I mean, that's kind of a typical pattern. And you see some of the sort of purpley color showing up there. That's on the order of 7 to 12 inches of snow. Lighter amounts for the San Luis Valley, and then some of the ski resorts picking up 3 to 7, and over places like Crested Butte up toward Aspen, maybe 7 to 12. And so this is actually one of the sort of lesser impact models for the mountain areas up toward Denver compared to some of the other ones. Here's that GFS model. This is the American model. That's kind of the sort of medium to longer range forecast. And it's different in the sense that it's a lot lighter here out across the eastern plains, still has the general idea of, picking up heavier snow over the mountains. But notice that its bullseye is farther north. So again, there's a storm coming through. It's a little bit heavier over the central mountains, but its impacts are different for different places. The biggest difference between those two models is certainly up here northwest of Colorado Springs and west of Denver. So there's still some work to do, which is okay. It's Wednesday, and we're talking Thursday night into Friday for the biggest impact. So we still have some time to go. This is part of the process. If I was telling you, or any meteorologist is telling you that they know exactly what's going to happen right now, just leave and go somewhere else. Because part of being a meteorologist is, and I think one of the most useful things, and certainly what I can communicate to you is what we don't know about the forecast or what the uncertainty is, so that sometimes you can be prepared for some different impacts. So obviously that's something that we need to watch there. Here's the NAM model, which still has some of the heavier snow. It's kind of between that European model and that GFS model that I showed you. Obviously, you know, if we got that in the cities here, that would be a major, major storm. And because we're going to get onto the backside of the storm at some point, I think really 7 to 12 in Pueblo is probably not going to happen. But check this out. It still has that idea of lighter amounts for Denver, Kiowa, and for Lyman. So if you compare those three things, and I'll go back here to the model that's heavier handed up this way, I mean, that's something to watch, right? That's a trend that's starting to show up in the computer models. And so we still have some work to do on those snow amounts. I've been working behind the scenes on some really zoomed in ones for neighborhoods across the metro areas, for some of the smaller communities here against the mountains and out across the plains. And so as I get confident and get ready to make my final forecast on how much snow I think we'll have, then I'll probably release that late tomorrow morning, maybe after my live update, maybe tomorrow morning during my live update if I'm feeling confident about that. That's something that we'll prepare for. So even though we have some wiggle room still to figure out on how much snow, we can start drilling down on impacts here. And I know this is a lot of numbers, but what's cool about Peaks to Plains weather is I have time to do this. And so if you're interested in it, we can really kind of get down into the details here. So you see a lot of different sort of model parameters over here, including the cloud cover and snow chance. So this is for Vail. This is kind of giving us an idea. Overnight tonight, you see here Wednesday into Thursday, we start increasing the clouds and the chance of snow starts coming up here. Wind's not too bad. And so, you know, as it starts snowing, the visibility starts to drop a little bit. That's what you're seeing there. So again, travel in the mountains tonight, really not too difficult. But as we head into tomorrow afternoon, the snow chance really picks up. Wind picks up a little bit, so you know that's kind of the heart of the storm starting to move across the state. We look at Woodland Park for our local mountain communities. Today, I think we're fine. No issues out there. We'll start to increase some high clouds late in the day. Might get some gusts here and there up over some of the mountains around 20 miles per hour. That can impact you in Woodland Park and some of the other areas. But again, compared to the last few days, I think it's fine. I also think tomorrow morning is okay. Getting around our local mountain communities. But as we head into the afternoon and then certainly tomorrow night, notice how the snow chance really picks up. We're cloudy. And as we move into early Friday morning, the wind is starting to pick up as well. And so it's that Friday morning commute that regardless of where you are, I think is going to be most impacted. And so now we'll check out Falcon out northeast of the Springs because we're higher than Colorado Springs. We're sort of exposed there. Again, you see Thursday night into early Friday morning, not only is the snow chance up there, but the temperatures are coming down in a big way. So we'll be in the 20s. It'll feel like teens. That's because the wind is picking up and we're starting to get some gusts. So that could produce some blowing snow. So let me walk you into Thursday afternoon when, again, I think that commute for the most part is okay. We're still getting a westerly wind off of the hills. Watch what happens as I move us into the early part of the evening here. You'll see the winds start to switch around out of the north. That's the cold front starting to come in. It's actually the second cold front starting to come in here. So you see a northeast wind. Lamar's getting a northeast wind. Kiowa's getting a north wind. I know that's not strong, but that's starting to show us that the mid-level part of the storm is beginning to move into the area. And it is going to be a cooler day tomorrow. Only 30s for Denver up toward Lyman, 40s in the heart of the viewing area here, 50s in the southeast corner. Mountain areas are still in the 30s with temperatures starting to come down and snow increasing through the day. So other than a stray shower perhaps here or there, on most of Thursday, with those chances getting a little more likely here as we head into the afternoon. You can see, I think even through the commute tomorrow, we're okay. But that changes in a big way early Friday morning. We start to see conditions deteriorate. Again, regardless of how much snow we do or don't get, I do think there are going to be impacts for the Friday morning commute due to however much snow you get, having half of it or more probably have fallen by that point, still getting some bursts of moderate to heavy snow through the Friday morning commute and beginning to get onto the back side of it. We start to see the wind picking up as well. And so that ices up the roads. That also helps to blow snow around, and that can cause some issues, of course. Then after that, as we move into the weekend, crew, we see things get noticeably better. So a look ahead for Colorado Springs. I mean, we may have some icy spots or something to deal with here on Saturday morning, but we're going to get quiet again after that, and I don't really see anything coming behind that until maybe the middle part of next week. And right now, that wave doesn't look impressive in any way. So that's my latest breakdown here this morning, and certainly going to be pushing out other information on my website today, peakstoplainsweather.com, on the app. I'll do a big update here in just a little bit. And I'll push it on social media as well. And so if you haven't been to the website yet, here's a look at it for you. I want to show you peakstoplainsweather.com. I've got a lot of good stuff on there. I mean, not only can you get the forecast information, again, 24-hour channels down, that'll get up here later on today, but I've got a short-term forecast. I'll give a deeper dive here like I just did on the extended coming up. There's some current conditions you can check. I've also got a blog that's going on there. And you can also check out merch. There is Peaks to Plains merch. If you love the drop, I love it. You want to rep and support Peaks to Plains weather. There are a couple inexpensive things that I have there for you that you can wear around town. Maybe use that as an opportunity to share Peaks to Plains weather with people. Encourage them to download the app. That would be something that would be really, really nice for you to do. And again, I would appreciate that. In a really big way. And then the other thing, if you are interested in helping getting your small business to grow through Peaks to Plains weather, I'd love to talk to you about that. There is some information I can grab from you under the advertise page, and we can set up a video call, or I can come out to your place of business and we can talk about maybe how we can help each other. So that's it for this Wednesday morning. I do have plans as the storm comes in to be live on all of my platforms pretty frequently during the day on Friday and maybe even late Thursday night if we're going downhill fast enough. So I'll put out some times that I expect to be live here. You'll be able to help me cover that live weather here on Peaks to Plains, because I'll share a link on social media that you can join me on the show. I'll show you some of the graphics that I have ready for that. So like there's a way somebody can join me. I'm realizing right now that I need to edit that one a little bit. Also, here's another one where we can talk about, maybe the radar or something like that, and talk about where somebody is. So we can get into all the little nooks and crannies across southern Colorado that I think are really, really important during a storm like this, because you can get some varied conditions over some really, really small areas. If you're new here, I mean, some people's commutes from Canyon City to the Springs, or Pueblo to the Springs, Monument to the Springs, Falcon to the Springs, Springs to Woodland Park, Denver if you're going that way. I mean, real short distances can get some wild stuff, because we decided to put a city on the side of a 14,000-foot mountain. So we get some really, really interesting things around here. All right, crew, that is it for me this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you are finding some value in what I'm doing with Peaks to Plains weather, and I appreciate you checking it out. I am thankful to my sponsors that have gone with me out the door. Very, very appreciative of that. And I look forward to adding some here over the next days and weeks. Thanks.